We are live and we are recorded. Okay, so let me share the screen. Okay, guys, so here is where I want to begin, because trust me when I say if you don't understand this concept, it's really always going to be hard to figure out Facebook lead generation. It's the idea of you have 2.3 billion people who are on Facebook, averaging anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour every single day, scrolling down their newsfeed. Most of the time on their iPhone, and most of the time it's just wasting time clicking on videos. But the key is they're scrolling down that newsfeed. So what does that mean? That means everybody is there. That means baby boomers. That means Generation Y. That means millennials. That means everybody who's got a computer or smartphone, they're on Facebook. And so, you know, my dad's on Facebook. My mom's on Facebook. Okay, and they're even on Instagram now. That's the crazy thing, and they're in their later 70s. So I want to tell you, your clients are there. Your future clients are there. Everybody's there. The key, though, is how do you actually create the opportunity to connect with that person in your farming area, that buyer, that seller? Well, you're going to leave that to us, okay? And the reason why I say that is because we've done an incredible job of working with Facebook over the last 5 years. And part of that, I think, is, you know, you got to understand that you're working with a company that's launched over 60,000 ads at this point and generated close to 2 million leads. Okay. So we got your back. You don't have to figure this out. You go focus on the relationship. Don't worry about the Facebook changes coming, because we've already created, we know what's happening. We're always staying ahead of the curve, and we're going to tell you when any change happens, and we're going to create the scenario so that your funnel still produces incredible lead flow. Okay, now let me get out of this slide real quick. Oh, actually, no, I want you to see this because this is really cool. Here is what you guys want to take a note of. Did you know that the average real estate click to contact ratio sits around 2.9%? And this is according to the conversion benchmark report in real estate. Now, if you're sitting at an 8.7 or anything above, you're in the 90th percentile. Now, just think about that for a second. Our funnel at the moment, our seller conversion template that you guys are going to be running your leads out of, is sitting at 67.2% click to contact ratio. Again, if you're sitting at 8.7, you're in a 90th percentile. Go from that number to 67.2%. So what does that mean? That means if you find the right audience early on within the first few hundred people reached, and you have a great cost per click, and we'll tell you what you're looking for, easily that translates into submissions, and easily that translates into opportunities to get face-to-face with them. Now, we're going to teach you, that comes down to having a dynamic lead capture. That means your ad has to be congruent from the actual click to the actual submissions, and the experience from that lead has to be congruent. Also, a big part of the lead generation is really understanding the nature of these leads and how you initiate a conversation with them, which in my mind is understanding what your autoresponders can do. Because if you understand if you tap into this type of rate with a really favorable cost per click, and all of a sudden you're getting a massive amount of emails coming in there, every opportunity to send out an email should be a face-to-face intro. So we're going to show you what that means today. But I just wanted to start with those two, because I really think if you figure out that part of this, you're going to really do good. And really we believe that your business is built on relationships. So then of course, make building them your business. And that's no different with what we're going to show you. I think the key is you're going to introduce yourself through the first automation firing out. Let me get out of here, because it's really important to understand. This is all about the influencer model, but I'm going to start with, if there are any other slides I think you would want to know. I just want to really quickly touch on this one before we get into someone's account. No, I don't want to. I want to just present it. Thank you. Okay. So, Facebook algorithm. Some of you have tried Facebook ads before. Some of you haven't. But the key is Facebook is looking for that ideal user within the first few hundred people reach. So what it does, it starts getting these clicks. And it's like, ooh, are these the people that are actually going to be taking action and clicking through? Now, it's equally important to recognize that if you're getting the wrong people in the beginning, then most likely you have to turn off that ad. But if you get the right people, what happens, it's going to go find more right people, just like you see here. And so all you need to know is you don't have to go out there and put in these tight parameters in your ads. That's the wrong approach. You don't want to go out there and try to, you know, pick the age. And in the past, it was like, I want, you know, 35 to 65 who make $100,000 or more. Like, no, do not do that. That is actually the last approach you should take. Facebook will find your ideal homeowner and the ideal range on the buyer side as well. So you want to keep that wide open, which is why you're really coming on board with StreetText. You don't need to go figure out the algorithm. We got this for you. We've done this, and we've generated close to 2 million leads. So, you know, take that hat off, take a deep breath, and realize now, you know what, your focus should really be on how to beta test properly with our funnels, and then how to create automations that help those leads start a conversation with you. Okay, now let me stop my screen share for 1 second. If I can find it here. Stop share. And I'm gonna go into your account, Sherry, is that cool? Okay, so Sherry, I am there, hopefully somewhere. Let's see where you are. Sherry S. So Sherry, you have a StreetText trial, correct? Oh, you don't? Okay.
I don't.
Okay, never mind. So you're just kind of to check it out today.
Yeah.
Okay, well then you're gonna have to set up a free trial at StreetText.com because it's free. Okay, now who here has a free trial or is in trial right now and I can use their account? I think I want to start with a trial account, not a full account. Douglas, I know you're a paying customer already. Woody, are you here, or who's actually a trial I can use because it'd make more sense?
You can use JT.
JT?
Yep.
Okay, let's use JT. And JT, what's JT's last name?
Harrison.
JT Harrison. All right. Let's find you, JT Harrison. JT Harrison from Thomasville, Georgia. Your success coach is Logan Prest. He's a good one. Okay. I'm going to get into your account, JT, and we are going to talk about what you should be doing. Okay. JT, here's what I look at when I look at in someone's account for the first time. And guys, you know, for you paying customers already who are with us, just review this as using this. This is your fundamentals, making sure you have it in. So I always go to the settings sections, click on profile, and I want JT something in there. Now I'm just gonna go in here and put in helping you is what we do, and then you're gonna update this, okay, shortly to make it what you want it. But you want to have a slogan because that's gonna be shown to your leads. And I'm gonna show you what I mean shortly. Everything else is great, right? You don't need a bio, but you do need a slogan. That's gonna be shown next to your picture. That picture is being pulled in from your Facebook business page. And I'm just gonna save that for a second, just so everybody can see what it looked like if a lead was coming through. And then also I want you to look at your Facebook pages and if you have any reviews, right? And so you do. He's very patient and knowledgeable. He's always available and willing to answer any questions. I'm making that a favorite because you have one. If you have one, it automatically, well, you have to click favorite, but then it'll pull into your lead capture place. And I'll show you what I mean as we go in there and I pretend that I'm a home seller and I'm looking at your ad. Okay, so I have those two. Now the other thing I want to make sure you guys know of, because he's already activated his SMS. If you haven't activated your SMS, you're going to this portion of your dashboard and you're activating that, okay? And you're gonna see, you know, there's a key to using this. It's an art to using this. Now, let me just pull in some slides real quick that'll help you figure out if you don't have it activated yet, how to do it. Essentially, you're going into this setup. Right underneath, right here, there's the activate your auto text response. You click on that. You then pick your number, and you pick the number, you create the new number, and then you add a number in like this. And we are pretty accurate in finding that. So you have 3 ways you can search for a local number. You obviously choose the right country, search the digits, search that farming area you're in. You can even click on a map to try to find that number. And once you do, you just choose it. It doesn't have, remember, this is not your mobile phone. This is a local number that automatically positions you as having an assistant named Julie. And we teach a lot on it because the key is, here's a scenario. You know, I'm the lead, guys, and let's pretend I just come in and I put in my information about my home in your system, and I'm actually responding to Julie, your auto text response. So, JT, if this was the case, it would say, "Hi, Marcus, this is Julie. I work with JT. I see you're interested in your home value. Is there anything specific about your home that may affect its value, i.e. updates?" Now, if I respond on my phone and I say, "Hey, Julie, it's been painted on the outside, but nothing else major," what you're doing is you're going to come back in here, JT, and you're going to respond within the dashboard. And you're going to respond with something like, "Hey, Marcus, thanks for your response. Are you interested in a quick assessment based on the internet's best value? Would you like to schedule a 20-minute walkthrough with JT this week?" Right? I'm not acting, I'm not coming in here and responding as JT. I'm coming in here and responding as Julie to try to book the appointment with JT. If that makes sense. There's a little bit more training we can do with you on that with your success coach. But just know inside of here, when they're responding, come in here and respond as Julie. And you're going to be responding just below down here within your dashboard, not from your phones. Okay, guys? And remember the green little circles here, those are actual emails being sent out. So don't worry about that. And that email, you have to individually shut off. But as soon as someone responds, they'll respond here, the automatic SMS shuts off. And so all I will tell you is in your contact section, in the case of Lannis Collins or any of those, if you've got a conversation with someone was started and you don't want them to get any more automations, especially the email automations, because the text will automatically shut off, you want to click on here and then turn off that automation for that individual. Okay, that's how you turn it off for the individual. Now, if, for example, you want to turn off specific sequences, let's say you come in here and you go to the automations and you click edit. Okay, again, edit on that specific automation because this is a seller one, this is a buyer one. What happens is you're going to go in here and you're going to see that you can actually turn off specific sequences. So, and some of you may have your own CRMs and, we'll talk more about integrating those, but this is how you can kind of go in and turn these specific sequences off. I don't want them to getting day 3 or day 7. Also, this is where you can kind of scroll down here and see how Julie's set up to send text messages. So you can see, you can go in here and edit these. You can edit the name, you can edit the questions you're asking, you can edit actually even the time it's being sent out. Okay, so it's all customizable and editable here. Here's the one 11 minutes later and then a day later. But remember, let's say Julie sends this text and this text out and that lead replies right here in that little section. Well, then you can actually turn, they won't get, all you need to know is they won't get this one, they won't get this one, and they won't get this one because they've already responded. This is really more geared to try to get the conversation started for you. Okay, so that's all you need to know. And again, don't overthink it right now. You're gonna have a one-on-one with your success coach. I'm just kind of giving you a brief overview of the system itself. Okay, now I'm gonna go quickly to your ads. And JT, wow, this is good stuff right here already. Good buyer ad. You know how I know that? I click on here and it says your ad off the charts. What you need to know is that we compile data based on, that we just saw with that slide, the 2 million leads that we've accumulated, the 60,000+ ads. We have a good idea of what your ad should be performing like in comparison to North America-wide data, given those funnels you're running them from. Similarly on here, this is a phenomenal ad, right? 31 cents a click. I am happy if I see anything under $2 a click to start. And trust me, you can you can follow this and you can follow this to have a really good indication of whether you should keep this on. You don't have to spend sometimes, more than $5 if you start understanding this CPC. Like if you've spent $4 or $5 in your trial on an ad and you have no clicks, I would turn it off. I would just toggle it off right here. But equally, if you spent $4 or $5 and you've gotten a bunch of clicks and you're seeing a bunch of leads come in and it's showing you anything under a $5 cost per email, you want to keep that baby running for sure. And this is going to break down your cost per lead. And a lead that we indicate as at least an address, okay? And that shows you your spend, how many clicks, and the CPM is cost per 1,000 impressions. Nothing to really think about right now. Your CPC is your cost per click, okay? Don't worry about figuring this out. If you're still a lot unsure about this, just follow the odometer reading. And anything that's sitting in the orange or red section, you just want to turn off. And we'll teach you what to do to move forward with that. Okay. Now, all I want to tell you is, I may be able to view this, I may not. Let's see if I can. Okay, I am. Okay, perfect. So JT, who would have thought that an ad like this, for all you guys, would produce a 31-cent cost per click? Okay, this is the beauty, and this is why you're working with StreetText and you're not trying to be a marketer yourself and trying to generate leads, because none of you would have ever picked the map. I guarantee it. You would have never clicked the map. And now the key with this, JT, and all you guys who are here, is it's familiar to your audience. They use Google Maps and MapQuest all day long. So they're not feeling like you're trying to advertise or market to them as a realtor and trying to grab their business. It's beautiful in the sense that it's drawing them in, it's not intimidating, it's inviting the click, and it's a passive scroll down their newsfeed. Now remember, this is happening on the smartphone, right? So I think it's so important to, for a second as I stop the share, is to kind of open up your Facebook app and kind of imagine if you were the lead, because I'm going to kind of take you out of the real estate experience for a second and into the homeowner and buyer experience. And so if I'm on my smartphone and I go to my news feed, right? And I just start scrolling down my news feed like this, as you can see, like none of that stuff, right? If you see the ads, you'll never know the difference between your ad and someone else's post. You won't see it like this as we're seeing it right now on JT's page. You're just seeing this for the demo expression of this. So imagine all the stuff to the right and to the left of the ad is gone. All you're doing is scrolling down a news feed if you're the homeowner, and bam, the click happens. Now, I think a big portion of this is start recognizing that you always, every single day, want to go view your ad. You want to view your ad as whatever ad you're running, and you always want to track what's happening on that ad. And that means don't just track the leads that are coming into your dashboard. Track when people are liking it. Track when people are commenting on it. And always comment back with a question. Because Facebook loves comments. They love organic relevancy. They love clicks. They love likes. And they love shares. So we want to teach you one-on-one also how to bring this back to your personal sphere, JT. Not just your business page, but bring this back to your personal life. And you'll see that connection here shortly. Do respond to comments, even if they're like, no, I would never sell. Like, hey, no, I totally get it. I love Thomasville. It's the best place in the world. If you're not completely sure about that. And then equally ask another question, like, how long have you guys lived in your home? Have you done any updates or renovations to the home? That's the type of thread you want to keep on going in your discussion. And then you also, a big part of this, if you're really smart about it, we'll be doing a share. And when you do, don't share to public, share and include the original post and say something to your audience, your personal audience that live in that farming area, and on your public news feed, personal news feed. That would create an opportunity for them to obviously click through. There are contests that you can run where you draw them into a free gift certificate to that favorite local restaurant out there. We'll go into more detail about that when you're one-on-one, because that's a little bit of advanced training, but it's just showing you what you can do outside of the realms of sponsored ads. Okay. Now, I want you to imagine again, you're going through your own funnel, because here's a way. You can obviously click on your funnel, but I don't want to give Facebook that click. So I'm going to go through as if I did just click on one of these ads. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to view your seller link to start. And so let's pretend we're on our smartphones. We now have removed our real estate hats for a second. We're now a homeowner. Okay, we're a seller, potential seller, and we're running across our news feeds or just randomly scrolling, one evening or afternoon, and we click on that ad being this ad right here, and we click analyze my property. Now, as soon as I put in 133 Glen, it starts populating all the different addresses out there. So just know it's trying to figure out what you're typing, which is nice when you're doing it from the smartphone, because you don't have to type the whole thing. Now I'm just going to go to Los Gatos because that's my childhood home, and I'm going to click analyze my property. At that very moment, what you guys need to know is that submission begins, okay? So no matter what, I'll take you back quickly to the dashboard. And if I go to your addresses, there's the address I just submitted, okay? Now you can see it's gray. That means it's just a gray address and it's in your address section. If it becomes blue, which it will shortly, that means I've submitted at least an email, okay? Just so you know, that's how it's happening live time. Okay, now because I'm gonna take you step by step back through the experience of the homeowner to the experience of you and what you'll be experiencing. Now, here's where in that scenario of the homeowner saying, oh, to get a property valuation, I have to submit my email. So this is where people either opt out or they decide, hey, I'm not going to give email permission, because we actually require email permission at that moment. So if that moment I click that little box and click next, that is the biggest experience that I want you to understand. Let me stop here for a second and stop the share. So guys, as soon as that email is submitted, you have an email shooting out from the email that you have signed up with your StreetText account. That automatically is sending to the leads. This is where you kind of, I find out, I weed out some people if they don't truly grasp and understand this. This is why you're looking for a low cost per email. Because if you find this is basically the highlight of the digital door knocking tool. Because what you're gonna be doing in this moment is you're gonna be crafting your autoresponder to have a compelling, authentic, genuine message that connects with that lead, lets them know how you're gonna serve them and help them, and ask a question. Your process at this point, once you have the email, could be anything. It could be, hey guys, thank you so much. And I'll show you what I mean by that. This is Marcus from Remax Kelowna. Just want to let you know I'm going to be sending you a quick friend request on Facebook. I'll make sure everybody gets a chance to meet me. And before I get that home evaluation your way, I just have one quick question, right? And that question could be anything. That's the key. You don't have to say the standard script like everybody uses is, have you done any updates or renovations to your home? When's the last time you had your property appraised? Don't be in the box. Get outside the box for a second. I want you to be in the homeowner's shoes for a second. What would be the question that you would want to be asked to start the conversation? If you, at that moment, thinking you are just going to get a generic home value, right? How do you start and uncover where this person is going, what they want to do, what they want to accomplish, And so we'll talk a little bit more about that there. But just know it's that experience in that moment that you want to give them. And I'm going to show you what I mean. So heading back into the funnel, obviously we can give more information about the home, property condition. So anything at this point is just more great data. But just remember, no matter what, at this point, you could have an email face-to-face with it. I'm going to show you what I mean there. New kitchen, granite, countertop. They could put anything in there. They might not put a bunch. It needs a bit of work. Wants to sell 1 to 3 months. Within 6 months, 6+ months. It could be just refinancing. It could be just curious. Don't put a lot of weight there, unless it's refinancing. You can hand that over. But once you click next here, there's the review that I pulled in for you, JT. JT was very patient and knowledgeable. He's always available and willing to answer any questions. Helping you is what we do. That's why I want you to put your own slogan in here. This is a desktop, right? So it's not going to be pixely like this in the smartphone. It's going to be so small, it'll be in a quality that they can see. But as soon as I pull in my details, what you need to know in that moment, Julie activates. And like we talked about, Julie is your SMS component, and that is the best opportunity to get a conversation started, at least on the text side, because they're going to be talking to your assistant. And they can even schedule an exact market value, okay? Now, let me just quickly go into your contacts. And what I want you to kind of see here is I've become a contact. And you can look at it from the addresses view because I also became a contact there, but this is where you really want to look at it. And now here's what I kind of want you to look at. Number one, I do want you to recognize this portion, and you can change this, JT, of course, but let's just say that deal is worth about $7 grand gross or net to me. It doesn't matter what you use, just make sure you're consistent with it. And I've talked to you. Maybe you've talked to me, Julie's talked to me, someone's talked to me, we've gotten some sort of conversation started. I've responded. It doesn't matter what it is. All of it, as long as there's some sort of dialogue, I want you to track that, because that is pixel information that we're going to take back to Facebook to find more homeowners like that. So please, from the get-go, get in the habit of tracking conversations, right? Also, please get in the habit of what you've done and tell us for yourself, and because you don't know what's going to work unless you go in there and actually start giving notes. You know, sent bomb video to, and, you know, an RPR report. You know, it could be anything. All I want you to do is start putting that information in there. Secondly, okay, when you click view on that particular lead, all the details that you put in are going to be over here on the right-hand side. Now, oftentimes you'll see the home there. You'll see the sell date, the details that were provided, the property condition, if email permission was given, that email was verified. This is kind of how I would use that. This section, there's submission. It tells you kind of the time frame and the steps that were given. Task kind of is something you can use more of as an accountability tool. You can use it, you can skip it. It's up to you with how you want to use it. Deals, you'll start thinking about more in terms of when you're creating a pipeline for this in the future. Social is interesting because it only uses the email itself, this email right here, to go find the social profile info if it's available publicly online. If it's not, you won't have that information there. But guess what? Do never assume that they're not back on Facebook and you can't find them, because even if you guys are, like most of you guys in the States, can pull up an address, find the records, and cross-reference that information you have. And we always suggest you do that and get back that conversation back on Facebook. Outside of that, I would say, you know, if I'm looking at the dashboard, that
Marcus?
Yeah.
Just a quick, we can quickly answer a question from Scott. He was just wondering how you turn off a sequence for a specific lead. So,
okay, Scott, I did answer that, but I'm glad you're asking again. So all you do is click down on funnels and remove from funnel automation to stop the sequences. That's it. Okay, that's how you turn off an individual sequence, so you make sure no one else is getting anything in terms of an SMS and or a email as soon as you click that funnel down and remove them from that automation. Cool? Okay, and so outside of that, I want you to know we have lots of stuff like you would find interesting. Webinars, scripts and tips. You know, if you click on this little question art, a help center, courses, of which one we're going to give you today. But the help center is really cool, especially if you look at the getting started section. And most people, you know, do have frequently asked questions, right? And that's cool. I mean, so the frequently asked questions, if you go there, someone going to reach out to you. Of course, you got a success coach. Is your ad running? Yes, unless you turn it off. What does your funnel look like? We just showed you, right? What is the trial costing? Just the $9 a day ad that we start off with. And the $9 a day is, again, it's been benchmarked now over 60,000 ads. And we determined that it's a great minimum amount of ad spend to start off with. That doesn't mean you have to stay there. It's just a smart test. Okay. And if your ad gets disapproved, something that happens, it happens all the time. When that happens, you just follow these steps. Okay. And you click on this link and I'll show you how to get that approved. Okay. And then we're going to go over the StreetText cost shortly. But what else? I would say now let's kind of get into the idea of your emails, because I want you to just recognize this is where it all is. The most important aspect of your StreetText submission is coming in here and editing this autoresponder. Because trust me when I say this is not what you want them to see. It's boring, it's generic, it's basically saying JT Harrison and it's actually saying website. So you want to just remove that altogether and pull in an email signature. And so we're going to teach you how to build this email signature to look something like, let me show you. Here's our highest trending autoresponder right now. So go from this you know, boring generic email that looks like this. Okay, let me just show you what it looks like to that random person. You know, hey, just want to let you know. I mean, first of all, they're not going to be saying that in their voice. They're going to be like, oh, I thought this was something, something, something. Don't ever give them that opportunity to think it was something, 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 right? Give them this experience with a video. Give them this experience with a little emoji. Give them this experience with your own script. Give them this experience with a link into your calendar so they can book into a complimentary walkthrough of their home, or a 5-minute call to get an exact market value. Give them the experience of getting to know you on Facebook and Instagram, and you could create that link directly to your Facebook Messenger, even if you want to do, or to your Facebook profile. Give them an email signature. Bring this funnel to life. That is the connection, because if you tap into the right funnel, you're going to get a lot of opportunities to get face-to-face, as if you were in front of them at their home. We want to teach you how to do that, okay? And there's a big portion of this that if you grasp, going to be amazing, because trust me, if you go in there with this idea of changing that script and you pull in a video like this, your chances of communicating with them go up 10, 50, 100 times. Let me show you an example.
Hi, I'm Marley with Elevate Real Estate. I got your request for the home price valuation and I am on it. Oh, and by the way, I left a link to my Facebook profile page below. I'll just be sending you a really quick friend request. Want to make sure you get a chance to meet me. We'll talk soon. Bye.
Amazing. You know, and I'll go on. I mean, and give you a few examples. Here's Donna Swanzy, who's done 150 deals with us in 2.5 years. This is her autoresponder. And we get a lot of laughs because she's got a lamp in the background.
Hey there, it's Donna Swanzy, 321-5, and I just wanted to let you know that I got your request for your home value.
Let me start this over because she's not moving her lips.
Hey there, it's Donna Swanzy.
Come on, Donna. Bomb video. It might be my internet. We'll do it one more time. It's a good one.
Hey there, it's Donna Swanzy with 321-5, and I just wanted to let you know that I got your request for your home value, and I'm working on that now. If there's anything that you think I need to know specifically about your home that may increase the value, please just respond to this email and let me know. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye.
Okay. Now here's the cool part. You could define what your follow-up process is if you know how you want it to utilize the video side of this. And let me give you some quick examples. Here's Jessica's autoresponder.
Hi, Jessica McIntyre here with Exit Realty, and I just wanted to personally thank you. I did receive your request from Facebook for a free home valuation, and I wanted to let you know that I'm on it. If there's something, though, that is special or different or spectacular about your home or your property that you think I should know about, please do me a favor and take a moment and respond to this email and let me know. I will get that home valuation out to you shortly, and I look forward to working with you in the future and getting to know you. Thank you so much and have a lovely day.
Okay, so what's cool about that is if you know what you're gonna do the next 72 hours, your day 3 email could be something like this that you can go in there and embed a video for.
Hi, Jessica McIntyre here again with Exit Realty, and I just wanted to personally make sure that you did receive that free home valuation that I emailed out to you. If you didn't, do me a favor, please, and check your spam or your trash folders. Sometimes my emails like to hide there first. Also, I just wanted to see if you had any questions about what I sent you or the numbers that I came up with and how I came up with them. Remember, I'm just here to help, so feel free to reach out to me anytime with any questions, and I will help you out the best that I can. Thank you, and have a lovely day.
So the key is, for you guys that don't know, that this is a system called BombBomb, and I'm a firm believer that if you've never tried it before, go ahead and give it a shot with our 14-day free trial, because it's awesome. But look how easy this is for me to do something like this. So when we were just talking about after submission quick question, which is the most common one, and then the day 3 that's received 72 hours, that I just showed you 2 different examples from. If I went and edit, and I actually literally went here and I clicked on my BombBomb Chrome extension. Now, what's the BombBomb Chrome extension? Well, first of all, that means you need to use Google Chrome as your browser. And then you need to go to the Chrome extension store and get the free Chrome extension called BombBomb. Now, when I do that, and because I use Gmail, and Gmail is my favorite thing. It looks like you do too, JT, so you'll really love this. And I click on all videos. You'll see I can put on all these videos. I obviously do a lot of BombBomb videos. Now, when I go here and I click on copy HTML, see what I'm doing here? And then I literally figure out where I want to place it in my autoresponder, and I pull that in. Like that immediately 10x's your responses, okay? And what else am I going to do to beef this up a little bit? I'm going to go to this little Emojipedia store. Okay. And I'm going to send this to you guys in the Zoom chat too. And I'm going to copy this little camera emoji. And you don't have to use the camera emoji. It's just something that I think is pretty fun. And I'm going to pull that right here. Right? And I might put that in. And I might put in parentheses, personal video included. Okay, look what I just did. Now, I might say, you know what? I don't want this part out, you know. But I do want to let them know that, you know, that I just want to let you know I received your Facebook request and I'm on it, right? And then there's a quick end. Hey, you know, hey, it's going to pull in the first name. I might go say, just have a quick question before I send your home value out, right? I mean, there you go. I've just made it amazing opportunity. Okay, what else? Well, we are all going to give you this StreetText Academy course, and the StreetText Academy course is going to do. I'm going to give you this in right here. It's now given to you in the group chat, and I just am now giving you the conversion code, ST conversion code. Guess what? This course is about a $200 course. That code that I just gave to you unlocks it for free. Okay? So what is this gonna do? This is gonna show you how to find the lowest cost leads on Facebook, and we're gonna go over that shortly here too. It's gonna show you how to edit and customize your email and text automations. It's gonna show you the strategies like this. It's gonna show you scripts. I got Jessica 5 listing appointments in 1 week. You know, here's the thing. If you personally respond with a video to those leads, and that Jess that I was showing you with the videos, she used this script, and this script is killer. Think about it. You can do it any way you want. I'll show you some different ideas, but you submitted your information for a home valuation on Facebook regarding your property at 631 Southwest 67th. I did the research on the homes that I've recently sold in your local neighborhood, and without looking at your homes, I'm able to provide you with the internet's best guess at your home value, which is, you know, anywhere from 265 to 303. But I know I can do better than this. So if you'd like a figure you can count on that is custom to your home, it only take a 15-minute walkthrough of your home to see the current condition. And I promise no long PowerPoint presentations. Let me know if Wednesday at 6 or Thursday at 9 works for you. Talk soon, Marley, right? And if you look at Marley's video.
Hi, it's Marley. Just letting you know that I attached the internet-based home valuation that I said I was going to send. If you want a more accurate or custom one, of course, that will take just about 15 minutes to walk through your property. I'll even bring my favorite cupcakes for you to try. So if that's something you're interested in, just go ahead and let me know what time works for you. Talk soon.
Okay, who wants those cupcakes? I do. Okay, I'm coming over. Secondly, it's authentic, it's genuine, it's real. I mean, and if you go back to what she said in her autoresponder, it was about connecting with them personally back on Facebook, right? So like, I need you to genuinely understand that Facebook lead generation is about relationships. It is so about relationship. It's more than that home value, okay? It's more than that list of properties that they want. I think you really got to take a step back and try to experience this as if you were their lead, because at the end of the day, they're going to become your friends anyways. Most of your clients become your friends. So take that leap of faith, initiate the relationship, build some trust, get some rapport established, look at them as somebody that you want to connect with, and start thinking about even the most partial of address submission as somebody who literally is on the other side of their Facebook account. And if you look at it that way, you're going to start thinking about Facebook a lot differently. You're going to think about Facebook as, how do I find this person back on Facebook? How do I pull their information up? How do I become an influencer of their newsfeed? Which is, there's an art to it. It's utilizing Facebook as a management system. So reason why I'm emphasizing this part is because I'm not worried about getting you guys leads generated. We're going to touch on that at the end, but I really like to save a lot of that for your one-on-one session with your coach. Because if you just beta test correctly on the seller side and the buyer side, you'll find it. And Lee, I know you had a question about trying multiple seller ads. My best recommendation to you is call it the lower mainland and try to include as many areas as possible and see Facebook, right? Meaning like I think whenever you start running into very high-end marketplace like the Lower Mainland, use the Lower Mainland in your verbiage and try 3 variations of it and try to see where the pockets of relevancy are. Anytime you can expand the algorithm, and we're going to talk about that, and that means large target areas. That means like the Silicon Valley in the Bay Area. That means the Bay Area as verbiage. You can now go in and do a massive radius or drop down all those desired areas that you think there might be hot pockets that sellers could be in. Of course, keep on going after your target markets. But then even still, you have to test that appropriately. You have to test it with different images and different ways of targeting. We're going to go over that. Okay. So you guys are all conversion experts at this point, and you're going to see that even in the course we have scripts for you guys that want to use scripts like Zillow thinks your home's worth this, Realtor estimates it's closer to this, Trulia, who's owned by Zillow, which I might add, which you should say within a video context with this type of script. Don't even just send this out without that video context. You can communicate, hey, as you can see, the internet has no idea what your home is actually worth, and given the unique nature of your home, it's best to leave the valuation process up to a professional, right? After a 10 to 15 minute complimentary walkthrough of your home, I'll be not only to be able to provide you with the exact market value, I can also give you some great tips on how to get your home market ready if you're ever really ready to sell. And by the way, this is complimentary, like it's no obligation. This is my way of giving back to the community. Even if you aren't ready to sell in the next couple of years, I want to do this for you, okay? That's the type of mentality I want you to have, because that's the type of psychology that'll put down that guard and want them to invite you into your home, into their home, okay? So just think of it this way. Let me get into your account, JT. And now that you have a buyer ad, let's quickly just have fun with this. So here's a buyer campaign that he's using, and it's actually working really well. Be the first to receive a list of home in Thomasville under 300. Now, the key on the buyer side is to make sure that the images you are running resonate not only like architecturally, and that there's homes out there in Thomasville that look like this, but also that there's homes out there in Thomasville that look like this under 300K, because if you start embellishing this information, then it's not the truth. Like it's not being authentic in terms of like, there's no way they'd get houses out there in Thomasville under 300K that look like that. So make sure that that's that experience you're giving them. Okay. Now, once I click on that ad, I like this because now it feels like I'm coming into the home. Like, so this is a cool like idea, if it's something like this, or it's an interior image, but this is cool. And it's obviously working really well for you. Now, when I get on the list, I'm providing the email to get on that list, okay? And now I'm telling you about what I'm looking for. Is it a condo, investment property, a townhouse? How many bedrooms am I looking for? Here's my phone number. You can text me of matching properties, right? And here's my name, right? And my deal price point is, I don't know, $249. Let's see what you can find me. Get on the list. Okay. Now, guess what? This is why we call it the buyer to seller funnel, because are you looking to sell your home as well? Oh, actually, yeah, you know what? I am. I want to know what's out there, but we need to sell as well. Boom, double-ended deal, right? That's why you love this funnel. Okay, I'm going to put in my address, and boom, I'm going to analyze my property, and I'm going to do the same thing that we did before, right? That's the beauty of this buyer to seller ad. Okay, so just know that's why we're giving you these opportunities in the beginning. But just as important, if I'm going to do that buyer campaign, I want you to realize that a big part of this is where you need that autoresponder. Received your request from Facebook for a list of homes for sale, right? And I'm on it. This is where Nicholas goes, hey, I'm going to get you that list of homes for sale, but can you tell me about how I can tailor this list to make the ideal property? Can you give me a bedroom and bathroom count? Could you give me amenities that you're looking for, specific neighborhoods from within that area, right? Hey, and also, I'd love to give you a 10 to 15 minute phone conversation to learn more about what your unique needs are and answer any questions you might have. Here's a link to my schedule so we can set up a time that works best for you. Bam, calendar link, get to know me on Facebook and Instagram. So it's no different of how you're doing this on the buyer side than how you're doing it on the seller side, okay? Makes sense, guys? You following me? Thumbs up. Brenda, thumbs up. Lee, you got it? Yeah, cool. All right. And for all you guys that are faceless out there, maybe that's something you got to consider. Your leads might think you're faceless. All right. I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to bring you guys into out of your comfort zones, because that's how you're going to grow, and that's how you're going to become an influencer of Facebook. So how do we get ads that win? Well, I've taught you how to convert your leads. Now you're figuring out how to actually get great ads. And right now you have 2 campaigns, but guess what? You're going to unlock almost 20 of these once you become a full client. That doesn't mean you shouldn't stay to these 2, because if you look at the way they're trending and how many active users are, that's usually where you know you need to be. But look at this, 67.7% click to contact ratio, North America wide. That includes all your luxury home markets. So you're going to be looking for at least a $2.30 address at a minimum. Like, this is where you know you need to turn it off if you're not getting these. An $18.84 phone number, a $6 email. Now, there's exceptions in some of your $1 million markets, okay, where we'll talk a little bit more about it with your success coach. But that's where our odometer score reading comes from. So let's use Thomasville, for example, because if I'm JT, I obviously have a phenomenal ad already, but I still want to know if I can beat that ad. And I want to know what my audience thinks out there. So if I look at Thomasville, for example, okay, it defaults with the satellite. And if I'm going to use a satellite image, then I want to actually zoom in to Thomasville. And I want to start thinking about that target audience and starting to say things like, hey, what in Thomasville does that target audience really resonate with? Like, what's the famous places out there? Is it the the AJ's Moon Spin Pizza, the Thomasville County Library? Who knows, right? I don't know. You know better than I do. I'd probably do something like this that shows Thomasville and the surrounding areas if I'm using a satellite. It looks really cool when you actually get in there. It actually looks really cool when you're on the beach too. I mean, check this out. If I go to Santa Monica, this is where I like using satellite images when I have like images that look like this, and I can zoom into the pier and there's the ocean. And so use it when there's bodies of water or you really want to get close, but you should always use it no matter what, because it's a different variation of the current ad you have in trial and you never know. Okay, now if I click next on here and I like what I see, remember I use the zoom features to use this image. All you need to know is that anything you put up here is going to be said right here. So verbatim, make sure you're using proper grammar. Don't shout out Thomasville, okay? And don't I would say don't put like 95030 here either. Like if someone were to buy your 95030 home, put the actual name of the area, okay? And again, you'll kind of work along these lines. And then just know, if I don't want to do a satellite, I can go back to the map idea and that pulls it the interstate, but I still need to mess around with, I think, getting close enough so I can start seeing some of the surrounding landmarks and areas and streets. And the closer you go, the more of that is pulled in. So just make sure you're taking action and understanding. If you hit up a terrain image, it pulls in local or mountainous areas. So let me show you an example of why you'd want to use the terrain. Like if you look at our area in Kelowna, you can see the mountains. And that's really cool when you have like a 3D image of the mountains. All this to say is, whatever you do choose, beta test it, A/B test it, split test it. So in Thomasville, the best thing I could do to figure out how to tap into Facebook's algorithm early on is to run 3 separate tests. One test where I go into Thomasville and I run it this way. One test where maybe I run it as a terrain. And if you're going to use a terrain, you got to have some terrain out there, but at least a map and at least a satellite. And if I go this direction and I click here, this is where I put on all my targeting. In this case, obviously I'd click Thomasville, I'd click next and I'd deploy. Okay. Now, one of the things I would add is, and JT, can I unmute you for a second? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
His wife.
Oh, hello. Tell me, what's the county that Thomasville's in? Thomas County?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. So I would love you to consider running a Thomas County ad too in the future. And the reason being is if I go into, it gives you a phenomenal chance to even cut that lead cost that you have right now, which is phenomenal, in half. And so if you look at going back here, then if I go to Thomas County, for example, Okay, I would, whatever I typed in here, and I went to Thomas County, Georgia. And then I'm like, oh, cool. Okay, here's Thomas County. I can run it like this. I can run it with some terrain. Probably like this would be a good start. And I might zoom, I don't know the county. I might zoom in appropriately to not only pick the right area within the county, but really just resonate with the county part that I'm willing to serve. Because you don't have to actually target all of the Thomas County here. The key is when I go into here, this is where you might be like, do you know the central area of the county there?
Thomasville.
Thomasville. Okay, so this is where I would, again, type in Thomasville. And then I might be like, oh, how much of a radius am I willing to work within Thomasville? And if you look at it and you zoom out, you can always say, well, I work a 15, a 20 mile. I don't know how big that would be for you.
That's a question I had. Is there a way to move that little circle up? Because the
Sure
problem
is.
We're so close to Florida that you want like a 30-mile radius, but it goes into Florida, and he's not licensed in Florida.
Yeah, so you see how I'm moving the pin?
Okay. Yeah.
Wherever you want to move it to start, and then you adjust accordingly. And you can drop multiple pins. But whenever you do that, make sure you understand you do it separately. Don't one or the other. So if you're going to do it that way, you use the drop the pin. If you're not going to do drop the pin, then type in Thomasville like this, and all the areas in the county that you're willing to serve. Make sense? So you can just like name them one by one.
Okay.
And then you fill them in here. That's how you create your macro experience. And then you launch them. And so the more you test different ads, the more proficient you become at going back into your ad section and analyzing that data. You don't have to be someone who waits for this score. If you ran 6 ads overnight, even at $9 a day, you only probably spent 30-40% of your budget on that particular ad when you wake up, but you're going to have great data. And now if you have great cost per click, then you obviously have to make an educated decision on how many you want to keep running. And if you don't, let's say you wake up, you spent $5 and you only got 1 click and no leads, turn that off. That's my recommendation on how to be aggressive and try to figure out fast enough. Now, I will say when you go into that environment, when you're producing a tons of lead, obviously the most important piece is, yes, we want lead volume, but if your lead volume isn't getting the right automations firing out and you're having a hard time get a hold of them, then maybe that needs to be the first thing you work on. Because we tell you, anytime you change your budget by more than 25% over a 24-hour period, it may result in actually resetting your ad performance, which could give you a whole nother, cost per click and cost per lead. So just understand that, change it by less than 25% at a time. And if you turn your ad off, you can keep that performance going if you don't want to leave more than 72 hours with that ad off. That's my recommendation there. Okay. Lastly, really quickly, the buyer campaign. So you guys already have one, but just so you guys know, there's a lot more to this. Like, let's say I wanted to write Thomasville with pools, or with rental suites, right? Or in the Knox Mountain School District, because right now, back to school, a lot of people are looking to move into districts, right? Always think about price point as being one thing, but also amenities as being another thing you can add into there. And then when you pick from stock, remember, it's all about making sure that image resonates with that audience. It's going to be something like 3 images like this. We also have a section that Troy built out that show you, if you can't find images that resonate, he'll show you how to build your own that looks like this using Canva. And then when you go pick from stock, interior images that makes them feel like they're walking into the home. And then in this case, you wouldn't be targeting Thomasville. You'd be going into that idea again of dropping the pin, because that's buyers are coming from in and around the area, right? So it's really important to recognize how big of a radius you want to drop, knowing where these buyers are coming from, and then again, next, and you deploy. Okay. Now, I know we're getting to the end of the hour, so I wanted to quickly touch on that. Just know that we have listing funnels coming to you. When you become a full member, you'll have a bunch of new buyers and seller ones. Our listing funnels actually are conversion or lead ads from Facebook. They're producing about $1 phone numbers right now in a lot of the markets. So it's really good if you have listings that you want to market. It's this one right here. But you'll have a lot of new ones you can test around, and some emerging ones that I'm seeing work really well. like this guy right here, what's your home really worth, where you can actually go as big as you want in the targeting and even put pictures in that are not mapped. It's really contingent though on the house you're using as far as the visual is concerned. Now, for those of you in trial, when you decide that StreetText is a fit for you, you're basically going to scroll down to the very bottom, click on ready to sign up. And this 12-month plan that we have, it's the most cost effective if you can invest up front because you save $1,080, it renews month to month at $160. But the 6-month plan is just as good. It's about a $480 saving. It's $1,020 upfront, renews month to month at $170. And then we have a kind of what we call our extended trial plan, which is a 3-month upfront, $600, and then it renews month to month at $200. Now for the full year, this is where we teach you through, we give you another course, which is a $250 value. And it's Donna Swanzy showing you how she's done over 150 deals. So it'll show you like the email she sends out. You know, this is a really strong email. And then what she sends out about 20 minutes later that gets a phenomenal response in terms of video after she addresses the home value, and she sends something out in the mail that equally addresses the home value just like this. So there's a lot of good stuff we can help with you. We also have a StreetText Insider group, which you get a lot of great techniques and strategies and peer support. We got weekly masterminds that are some of my favorite we can get you registered for. There's a lot of resources, guys, a lot of ways to win. It's just a matter of now working with your success coach, getting a great ad, working on your automations, and then becoming somebody that's going to make sure you're staying in touch with your leads. Now, one more thing I want to show, because I'm just going to touch on this, and Troy and Logan and I will work with you on how to make Facebook your CRM. But if I go into my account real quickly, I want you to know, so JT Harrison. Okay. Now, obviously there's a lot of JT Harrisons out there, and obviously JT you pulled up right there. But if I go to people, that is where you need to start thinking about your search for these people. So even as something as simple as an address only, okay, I want you to understand you can find home records, find their name on tax records, go for the search, right? And once you've searched for them and you found them, you also want to click on people and make sure you're choosing the city where Thomasville, Georgia, you know, boom, JT, just found you, my friend, right? And so I add you as a friend, okay? And in your case, I'm putting you in as Logan's, because Logan's your success coach. But the idea is when I send that friend request and I drop you into that list, I know where you are and I can become an influencer of that list I put you in. So the idea is I'm going to send you a message. I'm going to pull out my phone. If you're a lead, I'm going to send a message on Facebook Messenger. I'm going to be like, hey, JT, just want to let you know I received your Facebook home valuation request. Now, I only have your address, so I'm assuming you thought this was an automatic CMA. Here's what I'm going to do. I am going to send you a generic home value, assuming that you were the one that requested it. Sometimes I find that could be a potential buyer looking at your home, or even a renter, or someone just exploring the neighborhood. But I wanted to connect with you. If you have any questions, let me know. Sent you a friend request as well, right? That's the type of thing that I want to see happen. And when you do that, you also drop them into that friends list. And all of a sudden, imagine what you do if you start looking at your personal Facebook this way. Like, this is a referral list. You guys should all be having your own referral list. That means anybody you've ever done a business with, a transaction with, any sort of real estate transaction deal with, should be in that repeat and referral list, because that's your gold list. You take this list and you become an influencer of that list. Instead of logging into your Facebook every day, you go here. You can track the last conversations you had. You can give them likes. You can stay top of mind. You can create content relevant to that list where you're talking about the market, giving market updates, talking about local things that are happening, farmers markets. You get me. It gives you the ability to become an influencer in this time where everybody's spending a lot of time in the newsfeed. Be intentional. And all of a sudden, you can track the last conversation you had. You know where you left off. This is how you stay top of mind. It's better than any email drip campaign that you could ever imagine if you start thinking about Facebook this way. Okay? All right. That was a lot. That's what we have recorded. So I am going to open this up quickly to some questions. I know we covered a lot, but just don't remember we have your success coach on standby that can send you the Calendly link so you can actually talk with them individually. This is more of an overview of how powerful the system can be. Okay? Questions? I guess I just dropped the mic at this moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm assuming I nailed it and enough to give you a good overview. Now it's just reach out to your success coach through Facebook Messenger, because that's how we're going to teach you how to do with your leads as well. That $9 a day budget that you include is for how long? Oh, someone's calling me. Sorry, Dave. Well, anyways, I don't want to take your time up too much anymore. So meet with your success coach. We'll end it here, and we'll talk soon, guys.